Good morning. I just wanted to make a longer video on this 1335 days from Daniel 12 because I think I have a calculation that solves it that makes a lot of sense. I always looked at that and I thought, if that can be understood, it should probably be able to be understood from Daniel, right? You should be able to look at the book of Daniel and understand it. So I was looking at this Daniel 8 again. I've been on that, and it says there's in verse 14, there's 2,300 days, and the sanctuary shall be cleansed. Right? This was speaking about back when Antiochus desecrated the temple, the Maccabees rededicated it after 2,300 days, and that today is celebrated Hanukkah on the 25th of Kislev. So when it starts giving these figures and it starts giving, the 2,300 days, it gives, and these other figures, the 1,290, and then the 1,335. But also in Daniel 8, it says, this vision shall be for the time of the end as well. So I was thinking, okay, well, let's use that figure then and calculate, with the other numbers Daniel gives us in Daniel 12, maybe that will work for the vision of the end. So I just took that 2,300 days, starting at 25 Kislev, because that's when it is celebrated, Hanukkah, the Feast of Dedication. So I took that 2,300 from there, and if you just subtract the 1,335 that Daniel gives in Daniel 12, if you subtract 1,335 from 2,300, that gives you 1,165 days. So then I just basically go backwards 1,165 days from 25 Kislev. Well, if you do biblical months of 30-day months, 360-day years, which is what the Jews of that time would have understood. So you go that 1,165 days minus 360 until you basically get down. So 1,165 minus 360 and another 360. That's basically 3 biblical years. You're left with 85 days, which is a very interesting figure, right? Because we start at 25 Kislev. So if you go 360, 360, 360, that's basically, you're right at 25 Kislev, 3 years, 3 years prior. And then you have 85 days left. So then if you reduce 25 of those for that Kislev, 85 minus 25, you have 60 days left. And then you take 30 for the month before that, or the next month before that is Sheshvan or Heshvan. Now you had 85, you took 25, you're left with 60. You take Heshvan, which is 30. Now you have 30 days left, and you're in Tishri. Well, you take those 30 days left, that puts you right there at the beginning of Tishri, the Feast of Trumpets. I think that's the calculation. You're basically left right there at the beginning of Tishri. And I think that's the calculation at the end. So that's basically saying at the end of this 300 or 1,335 days, at the end of Daniel's 70th week, you're going to be right there at Tishri 1, the Feast of Trumpets. And that's probably when the Messiah returns. I mean, I don't think it's coincidence that those numbers line up exactly correct. So that's probably it. I mean, you can do that math, but yeah, you wind up with those 85 days and then take that 25 Kislev minus that, you have 60 left. Take 30 from Heshvan, 30 from Tishri. You're right there at Tishri 1, the Feast of Trumpets. And it says, blessed is he that waiteth and cometh into that 1335. That's probably, just based on, if that's the vision of the end and using all these figures, that's saying blessed is he that comes to that Feast of Trumpets, because that's going to be when the kingdom comes. But it may not be, but that's pretty coincidental that those numbers line up exact. So I think I've solved it. I'm going to say I did. Hey, it may not be it, but when those, if you just use Daniel and you use those days, like that, then that's how it ends up. So that's one way, definitely. And it would definitely make sense because, I mean, I believe the rapture is going to be on trumpets. So if there's a 70th week, 7 years, if you go 7 years from trumpets, that would put the return at trumpets too. That would make sense. I think a lot of Jewish people, like even, non-Christians, I think they believe also that the return or the Messiah will come on Rosh Hashanah as well. But hey, that's what I calculate, and that's what I'm going with. So thanks for watching.